Hmm.
Your how long you been there, and your hobbies and
Hmm.
stuff like that.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. When did you start working with Bradley's music?
Mark Bradley Music is originally I started it as I hopped from band to band. Like I didn't really keep a steady band for a while, so I made it as a page so that like I guess if people wanted to follow what band I was in, they could. And then I got into doing concert coordinating and concert production this year, or kind of at the end of last year, and that's kind of what it became. It's like a concert production kind of company. And so we're trying to make it like an artist development company. So I'd say I've been doing shows for about 5 years, and I've had Mark Bradley Music, I guess, for like 2 or 3 years.
Okay.
Hmm.
Um, how many bands do you work with?
It's a pretty big list.
Mm,
I'd say the ones that I work really closely with and kind of like I represent certain bands from time to time. Like if they need someone to like send an email to a band or an agent to get them on a bigger show, that list of bands is kind of small. The ones that I like really believe in and like kind of manage in a way, it's like five or six. But then like from day to day, like there are five or six bands on almost every show I do, and so I'd say it's a pretty big number. I don't know. We have on the Facebook page, we have the list of all the bands we've ever worked with. So I guess you can check that out.
okay. Do you have a link that people can go to, or
Yeah, Facebook.com/Mark Bradley Music.
okay?
Yeah.
You also play music yourself. What's your band's name?
Yes, sir. My band, we don't really have any like a Facebook page or anything like that. It's just called the Mark Bradley Band, I guess. And so I just get to play my songs that I write with three of my good friends, and it's kind of like an acoustic chill thing. And then I was in a band last year called Forward Smash, so I guess you can check that out too.
Okay. Um, who inspired you to get in this type of work?
Um, that's an interesting. For music, like I really liked the band Switchfoot, and that band kind of inspired me to try to lead like to be like the kind of cleaner musician, like still put on good rock shows and still perform, like a rock star, but just kind of keep into mind like my effect on people, like they do a lot of service work, they have a positive message in their songs, so I wanted to be like that, as far as like performing goes. But for the industry side, there are people that I look up to, like Kevin Lyman, the guy who runs Warp Tour. That guy's a really smart businessman, and he's a really successful businessman. Um, and my friend now, Tyler Green, who runs Empire, is one of I look up to him a lot. Like he has a printing company, a venue, two venues, and a management company. And I really just want to be that person who like kind of does it all.
Okay. Like a jack of all trades.
Right, yeah. And that's the trap you fall into sometimes. Like jack of all trades but master at none, you know what I mean?
um, what's your hobbies?
My hobbies, I play guitar, bass, drums. And I write songs. Outside of that, I really like working out, like exercising and lifting weights and stuff. Um, I have a girlfriend. We hang out a lot. I hang out with my friends. And then I also like doing stuff with my church. So I do like community service. I'll run sound for them. I'll play in the church band. So yeah, that's what I do for fun.
What type of music do you promote?
Anything and everything.
Okay.
We have a show coming up that's got rock, a little bit of metal in it, and dubstep, which I'm really excited about. Just shoving that all together and seeing what happens.
Who's the biggest artist you ever worked with?
Um, I've been doing like bigger shows this spring, So I'd say it's a tie between a Christian band called Ashes Remain and a metal band called the Eclipse. And I booked both of those shows in the same week, 2 weeks ago, and that was pretty exciting. Those are the biggest bands I've ever worked with, but I'm getting there, slowly growing.
Okay. What can you tell artists just starting out?
If you're just starting out, I don't know. I feel like I guess just figure out what you want to sound like at first. Make a good song or two with a good producer that you trust, and try to make your recording sound like people that you want to sound like. Don't put out like you can put out demos and stuff, but get a really good recording that sounds my friend's band called the Atlantic Light. Like in my mind, they did it 100% right. They came out with a really good EP, a really solid single, a really good lyric video, and they just pumped that stuff on social networks, on Facebook, on Omega, like on Chat Roulette, like all this random stuff, and people really like them, and they've built up a pretty good following from that. So I'd suggest that, and then just playing live in as many places as you can, and when you play live, to remember to then network. So a lot of people just play and they get off stage and then no one remembers who they are. Play, hand out your cards, hand out your CDs, try to sell shirts. Just make people remember you, you know?
What do you think about, since you go to JMU, what do you think about the school balance they have problems with?
The school balance?
Yeah.
Oh, like trying to balance school and work.
No, violence. Violence.
Violence.
Like gun
At
control.
JMU?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
well,
it's all
before-
over.
before I came to the school, they had this like a party that went out of control. They called the Spring Fest riot. It wasn't really that big of a deal, but I have no idea. I haven't experienced anything like that.
Okay. Thanks for being on the show.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, it's good seeing you. I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you got to come back out to a show and hang out sometime.
Yeah, I got an invitation for the Niles, Blue Niles. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you did a good job there the last time at that metal show. That was fun.
Okay.